What's up, Block fam? Out today on OG Iron, aka the F you Sportster, the 111 horsepower Sportster. I legit almost went off the back. Man, I'm gonna have to get a better seat. Damn it. Man, I'm kind of winded starting this video out because I've been walking this bike around this park trying to find good spots for pictures, and it just got a little cloudy, which is awesome because the clouds act as like this really big natural diffuser to prevent like really harsh light, which is what I just needed while taking photos. But now I put my camera away and then the clouds come out. If you guys have ever done photography, you know my pains. Anyways, I gotta get moving because it's supposed to be raining today, just like it's supposed to be raining every day this week, and it is warm and muggy and all that stuff. But today I'm just going to be riding what I want to say the 120 horsepower Sportster, but the last we got it at was 111 horsepower. But I just want to talk to you guys about the continued plans for this because much as my update for Goldzilla, you know, I'm putting my personal stuff kind of on the back burner for a little bit because I'm focusing on other really big things right now, which we will be telling you guys about very soon. So I wanted to give you guys an update on where we're at with this thing and then which direction we're continuing to go with it. Man, there's just something about a Sportster. Freaking love it. It's not even getting close to getting on it. I am going to take it easy though. We're still kind of in, I wouldn't say break-in period, like we're past break-in period, but I don't know. I'm still taking it easy. I think a lot of the reason I'm taking it easy though is because of the seat. So I had the Saddleman Solo seat on it, which had that like extra grippy material, but I think because I built this bike years ago and I had the Lepera bare bones on it, like I just really got used to seeing it like that. I really like, you know, the minimal look of the bare bones, but it really doesn't offer much in terms of holding you on the bike, like at all. I'll go ahead and do like a little rolling pull right here. Redline on this thing is like 7,500. Yeah, I'm not getting really close to redline on it just because I'm used to redline being at like 55 to 6. Oh man, it feels good to be back on the OG. Anyways, plans for this bike. So I know we just did an absolute ton to it with like the stage 4 and the hammer, and they're basically taking it all down, and the custom paint, which by the way, I really hope this comes across like in the video, but like I haven't really talked too much about the paint job. So the paint job is what we call red patina. So patina is basically like aged, or like if you were to leave a sign outside for a long time and it were to become weathered. So whenever I dropped it off the Bombshell Deluxe, I told her about this idea of like I wanted the bike to be black but like red accents. The reason I went black and red instead of black and gold, like many of you expected me to do, was because I wanted to honor my logo, my original design for Blockhead Moto. So funny as it is, like I go black and gold with my bikes, but the branding of Blockhead Moto is black and red. And so I was like, you know what, like what better bike than the OG to make black and red? And so I wanted this kind of like what I called battle worn. Battle worn is like, it's a common look. I wouldn't even say it's a common look. It's a common characteristic of firearms because they get used, you know, they get bumps and bruises and scratches, and you can see like where, you know, people have like used them a bunch in terms of like rubbing off paint or whatever. I wanted it to look like it was used, and the finish would have looked better if it was flat, because usually stuff like that is a flat finish. But I also know keeping up with flat is kind of a pain in the ass, and so I wanted it to be gloss, which kind of takes away from the whole battle worn look of it. I think she did a really great job. And the red that she used underneath is actually a very crimson dark red metallic, and she matched the red on the wheels. I'm gonna pull off right here as my usual photo spot, one of my usual photo spots. Oh man, the idle is so low. I'll show you guys the rest of the paint real quick. Yeah, so battle worn, so you can tell like along these areas around the edges, it's basically worn, and then the red underneath is a red metallic, so when the sun hits it, looks awesome. On the tank, we've got these minimal style Harley logos, which are actually like tilted, are going basically like forward, and then they've got some streaks coming back. My little Blockhead logo right there. We also have, says F you right there, for all those people that talk shit about it whenever I first started the channel. Blockhead OG right there. Powder on a lot of the parts as well for red. Really love how like came across on this, you know, just the worn kind of feel and look. We got the digital gauge there, 185, good on oil level, good on temp, pulley and all this stuff done over here, and then got the RSSV crest. At first it kind of like you don't really know what to like, what are the red streaks, but yeah, it's supposed to be like battle worn. Let's get out of here. So I mean, yeah, she's a quick bike. She's got like plenty of responsiveness, but you know, like getting in those turns there, obviously can't go too crazy because it still has the limitations in terms of lean angle of a traditional Harley-Davidson Sportster. We are going to be doing a couple more things to it. In terms of power, we are planning on, like, we really want to hit that 120 horsepower goal like we set out originally, to hit 120 horsepower, and so we're really aiming for 120. In order to get to that 120, there's a couple things we're going to do. Number one being crank. I think we're talking about Dark Horse, so lightened, balanced, some better rods, I know, for more power and lighter weight, so less, rotating mass. I think that's probably it for performance, so that's pretty much like the bottom end as well, which I was trying to avoid, but you know, we got the top end pretty much done up as much as we can. Like the heads have been just totally reworked, and you know, we're still hitting that 111 horsepower, and I know we can get more horsepower, you know, if we were to put on like a spoke rear wheel, but I'm really trying to do it without, you know, going that route, because that just seems like a cheap trick to me. And then I was also advised of a couple other cheap tricks, which I'm not gonna do, man. Like, I want to do this stuff by the book. I don't want to like bullshit the numbers. If you guys end up doing a lot of the stuff, you know, that I'm doing, which the whole point of me doing these things is to show you guys what the process is like, if it's worth your investment, if you're thinking about doing it, and like, you know, if you could possibly do it like on your own. Ridiculous the amount that it pulls once you feel those cams start to kick in. Woo! It's mid to high RPM stuff. It starts to pull like a sport bike. But yeah, the whole point of it is to, like, you know, be totally transparent and honest with you guys. So I don't feel like doing cheap tricks like, you know, a spoke wheel or putting up the PSI in my rear wheel. Like, that's totally like bullshit cheating. So anybody that recommends that to you guys to get more horsepower, it's a lie. It's not real horsepower. I know we were talking about doing a chain just to see if we get any extra horsepower out of that, because a lot of people do recommend chain, but we're pretty much trying to see like how much the belt can take, and it's taken it just fine thus far. Belt will handle a lot more than what most people think. I think that's probably it in terms of performance modifications. And then in terms of aesthetic, like, I do plan on getting a couple of more of the parts that I overlooked whenever we initially took it down. I want to do the levers. We're also going to put an easy pull lever on it, because the performance clutch that's in this thing right now, like this clutch lever it's pretty stiff. It's not, you know, impossible, but it's pretty stiff. And then we're also talking about better brakes, possibly upgrading the front end to inverted forks. We mentioned in a previous video that you can do a Gixxer front end on this thing, which is pretty nuts, and then there's like an adapter bolt that goes through the neck for it. Upgraded suspension in the back, so, you know, upgraded suspension in the front, upgraded brakes. It's gonna be a total rework. It'll barely be a Sportster anymore. Cutting that turn a little close there, bud. Once I get a better seat on this thing, I'll do an actual really good pull video for you guys where you guys are seeing like hitting it off rev limiter. I also need to install a gauge where I can actually see the rev limiter, see those RPMs. That's another thing. The OG Iron, the you Sportster, it's coming along. Once again, I'm putting my personal stuff on the back burner for a little bit. Got a couple other things to focus on for you guys, as well as for, you know, continuing to build this foundation that we're trying to set up for Blockhead Moto. We're talking about doing all sorts of different stuff, and we've got some really big things coming to share with you guys. But yeah, that's, I guess, kind of currently where she's at. If I missed anything and you guys want to know about it, comment down below. I might have glanced over something, but if you guys haven't watched the previous episodes, be sure to go check out the playlist. She's fun to ride. She rips. I can't wait. Throw a better seat on this thing so I can actually show you guys like some really good pulls of it. I'd really like to get some like quarter-mile times on the bikes, you know, for like Goldzilla, for this one, just because, man, they're quick. I'd really be interested in learning how to like do some drag racing, you know, proper launches and whatnot. I've been watching a lot of Cletus McFarlane lately. Got me wanting to do some drags. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. It lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job and that you guys are liking the episodes. If you guys aren't subscribed already, be sure to hit subscribe, hit the bell icon as well so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Until next time, ride safe out there, stay vigilant, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.